Renaud speaking. Renaud from the cluster TWEED in Belgium. I will present here this webinar in place of my colleague Paul, who is not available today, unfortunately. So maybe please, for the comfort of everyone, switch off your microphone. And you can also switch off your video because it's only by sound. So we will maybe sorry. Voilà. We maybe present you here the few points we will discuss today, this morning. If you have any question, please wait. The question and answers time, which is around 11 o'clock. So we will have a few minutes there to discuss about the different points we will present and discuss today. So for the first point, we will present the Chinese sector. So Rangzu from Umore will present you the Chinese sector of this mission, this program, and our colleague just after will present the Cleantech Expo. So the two expositions we will propose you in this mission. After what we will have a small explanation of the business gateway proposed by Lexia, and just after some feedback of success stories or just the experience of ACTE, which is a member of the cluster TWEED, around 10:45, and ENRICH will then afterwards present you some soft landing service in China. So, is there any problem for anyone? No?
No.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So here, EC2I overview. That's an organization project that we are following with EC2I consortium, which the goal is to make some exchange with or small company here with countries like China and United States, in other words. But here we focus on China because it's very interesting country, China, with a lot of need of technical things, and we are very sure that China will propose a very good exchange with all the projects we can find in all your countries. This consortium, is constituted by five members. So the Clean in Denmark cluster, which is the leader of this project. We have also Austria with Green Tech Cluster, France with Tenerdis, and Sweden with Sustainable Business Hub. So I would give the contacts at the end of this presentation in order to contact them if you are interested to get further in this very nice mission. So the main objective of EC2I is first to make, of course, some link and to internationalize all the companies, the small companies of the country together to stick together with the objective to one common identity in order to be able to get to the market with a strategic partnership and to identify very good opportunities. Yes. So we are here with Umore, which is also our partner in China. We will present you some slides about the market just after. They will get further in these three points. Maybe for the next, I can give the word to Johan from Austria, if he's there.
Yes, hello, I'm here.
Oh, thank you, and I will let you present the Cleantech from your view, and then I take the word back. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. So my name is Johan Koinek from the Green Tech Cluster in Austria. and I will very shortly present you also an IT tool we developed, and which is available on the International Cleantech Network website, in order for you to assess information about the US and the Chinese market in terms of the project, and also about SMEs from all of our 5 clusters participating in the project or strong in important fields for China and the US. Therefore, in the beginning of the project, we identified 4 areas or value chains where we, the 5 clusters, together have very strong companies which are covering all aspects, so all value chain steps of these topics. Here is an example. This is just a screenshot. When you follow the link, which you have had on the previous slide, but I think the slides will be sent to you afterwards, so you can have a closer look. Thank you. So again, once ahead, please. No. So this is the screenshot. This is how it will look like. So on top, you see these are the 4 value chains. In this picture, you see green energy, efficiency, and smart grid. For all of these value chains, we created a picture which guides you. And you see here in this example, you can click into the value chain steps, like I'm searching for companies active in production, in storage, or in the distribution, or in the utilization, or for example, when it comes to digitalization and efficiency. You have this for all of the aspects, also resource management, smart city, and waste management. And when you click to the respective fields, you can also click in the picture. Then you get, like you see below, the companies. You can click on the companies. You get basic information and also the basic contact data of these companies if you would like to get in contact. So the next slide, please. And further, we also developed business intelligence for China and the US, where we gathered information, like as you can read here, for example, in terms of market environment and trends, when it comes to market participation, legal framework, which is important, business opportunities in these countries, or important strategic partners. These are 2 documents you can find in this toolkit. You also have the link below. And in addition, in this toolkit, just click through it, you also find templates which could be helpful for you when you would like to start strategic partnerships with partners in China and the US. And also you find funding opportunities for your respective country, which you can have in your country when you go abroad, like for example to go to trade fairs or to start missions. So if you have questions to the toolkit, you can contact me directly if you like. Yeah, thank you, and back to you, Renaud.
Thank you, Johan, for this point. I think, of course, we will send the presentation to the people who are interested. We'll speak about that at the end of the exposition. So I will proceed with the matching mission overview. So a little schedule of what is happening and how is it organized. So on Sunday, 14th April, we arrive in Shanghai. The day after, the Monday, is the more welcoming day, with some presence to different exposition. We have the EXPO and the China Utility Week, exposition. I think my partner will tell you more afterwards at the end in the following of the presentation. So we will have a dinner together, of course, and we stay in Shanghai. On Tuesday, so the day after, we have the 2 different exposition with some B2B meeting tailor-made or some partner in China. We can discuss with them about your project, your technology, your opportunity. It will be a very good time. So it's morning and afternoon. And then again a dinner in Shanghai. So the Wednesday there is only the EI exposition, but still some matchmaking session possible, and one attendance to EXPO, of course, the dinner, and then the day after, the Tuesday, we organize meetings with the Chamber of Commerce of European Union and regional representative, and that ends at the end of the Tuesday, 18th of April. So there is a brochure with some more information. You can join to see the brochure or clicking on the link here below. If you have any question more, do not hesitate to contact us with the different contact points we will give you at the end of the exposition. Just be sure that you have planned soon enough your visa requirement, because that can take a long time to get it. I think that can take almost 1 month in some case. So you have here tooling to be sure that you are in conformity with the visa, and also if you have some question about that, we can also help you, of course. Voilà. Voilà for the more global explanation. I will maybe now give the word to Umore, which is our Chinese partner in local, and we'll explain you in 2 times first the clean tech sector, and then the China Utility Week, sorry, and the EXPO. So maybe I will give the word to Rongzu. And I will let him to take the lead of the screen, if it's okay for Georgia to make it.
Yes.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. I give the word, and I let Georgia giving you the screen. Okay?
No,
Sure.
Okay. We'll share the screen by himself, if possible.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, perfect.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And it's just after Chinese New Year. By this chance, I just say my best greetings to everyone. Happy Chinese New Year. So today I have 10 minutes for a China clean tech market update. I'll try my best to briefing what's going on in China. So actually, China this year is 4th year of China 13th 5-year plan. Every 5 years we'll make a plan. So we have aggressive goal for GDP per energy consumption and also carbon emission. We have strong commitment on this part from the national level. And also in the right bottom, you see some overview that some cases from financial investors in China in clean tech. So waste management, water, and more environmental projects are getting more and more deals for financial investment. And today I will mention specifically 2 specific areas, because the biggest market in China in clean tech is the water business, and also fastest growing market in China, again, it's a soil remediation, the soil treatment market. But also in energy part, in environmental part, overall China still in a good growth pace in last year. So in environmental things, here we have some pictures about the investment value. So you see in different years we have different values of investment for VC and PE investment, and also numbers of projects for investment. And by numbers, you see the big numbers of the investment will be happening in environmental and energy saving. Battery and energy storage will be second, and the clean energy will be low. And by value side, battery and energy storage as almost a half, so coming to be First, since most of projects in this area, the value number is much higher compared to clean energy and environmental. So I listed some projects here, and sorry for all Chinese, but you see some value numbers about this investment. It's all about VC and PE investment. So the biggest transaction happened is in battery and energy storage, is almost $800 million investment by investment banker here and a security PE funds in China. And for next page, it's more about merge acquisition. So last slide is VC and PE, but for this slide, then merge acquisition. So you see for merge acquisition, last 6 years, you see different numbers, especially for some light blue, it's closed merge acquisition. So from value side, it's still the peak time is 2016, but last 2 years it still goes down, and the numbers of the closed M&A is still around 100. And again, in merge acquisition, looks like the new energy and storage projects are more engaged in this kind of a way regarding the investment. So again, most of the cases are 100% sale, and the million numbers for transaction. The first one, the biggest one, is the $22 million. But this is in the environment. In Feng Environment acquired another company, Zhonglian Environment, with this $20 more million, 100% acquisition. If we go to the specific markets in the water, so we have some data to share with you. So this is overall China environmental industry. In China, 20K companies, 3.2 million people, and it generates annually 3 trillion RMB. And the profitability is good, 270 billion every year. And for wastewater treated in China, most of the facilities are ready. It's more than 90% are, treated, have the wastewater plants. And the GDP side, environmental, contributing more and more higher percentage for our national GDP. We call the green GDP. It's 1.28. And also floating around some money in China for merge acquisition, to 37 billion. And if we go deeply to the market of the water, you see some diagram here, especially for industry wastewater. So I mark here, it's 80 billion industry wastewater, but total water market is 100 more billion in municipal. So for the industry wastewater, and this is definitely more popular in China for looking at the overseas solutions. And you see the technology part and also growth part. Industry wastewater maturity-wise in solution is still growing, and the sales is still growing. And the annual average growth in last 5 years is more than 20% in industry part. As the overall environmental is around 13%. So this is still a fast growing market with more than 100 billion, around 100 billion market size. So go deeper in industry wastewater. So China now has completed almost from 0 to 1. All the facilities are mostly in operational, but with more new environmental law in China, and also more strict regulation and more higher execution enforcement. So more and more industry users are in the phase of the retrofit. So that's mostly in process, and very clear goal set for this stage of water treatment, but also higher requirements on solution. So this will generate more opportunity for engagement from overseas companies. And each project will be smaller, but will be higher profitability. So I think this will be a good timing for the companies who really have right solutions and technology and products to fit and to consider in China market. And in company-wise in China, there are 3 typical companies. They're Big Guy, Beijing Capital, Beijing Holdings, and Tianjin Chuangye Environment. They are all listed company, have some state-owned background and also private background as well. But they are using more investor model like BOO and BOT. And also in industry wastewater part, we have strong footprint from actually a French company, Veolia and Suez, and they are playing strong projects and performance in industry wastewater as well. But in the major part is very diverse and distributed. So different companies in different market by regions to handle wastewater part. So this is some cases I just show here for a lot of companies when they decide how to go to China. There were 2 ways. One is equity level investment. One is technology cooperation level corporations. So for the last 2 years, we're helping the U.S. company under Korean company Doosan, and acquired by China company, and also some more and more overseas small medium-sized company are looking for pilot projects opportunity to develop the business in China. So I just listed some process here. Usually will take 6 to 8 months to complete technology cooperation projects, and more than 8 to 10 months for equity level of investment. So the second market will be a soil remediation market. So it's fast growing, but in compared to 5 years ago, it's very hot, but it's still slow. The key reason is that we don't know who will pay the money for each soil remediation project. But now it's more clear government played a very strong role, and so the market has been growing very fast. So we got some numbers about the market size, and also in China, we come out with some data and to understand what's going on about our soil, the soil quality. So some are very heavily contaminated, and different types of soils are contaminated by different pollutants. So here we also see last year we published a new soil law, and you see government funding in soil remediation fund has been increased, and the project numbers and the sizes are already significantly increased. So this is some site contamination pattern. You see different condition in different soil, and also you see some overview of soil remediation company in China. So majorly in Delta region in East China, and specifically others are in Beijing and in Hunan. So this is some Chinese soil remediation companies attributes. Most of them are state-owned company and a listed company. So more and more newcomers here, and because the market is growing, and you will see more private handling in this market as well. And again, some revenue and profitability data here. Pretty good is that we see a very high margin compared to the water part. So some consulting firm are making more profits here in China, and some engineering company in soil remediation are still profitable here. So so this is a really good opportunity for the industry or the market players. And the major money from now is Some are from a company itself, but also most importantly is the government plays a stronger and a stronger role. Here is old data, but I don't have really updated data yet. But from some documents that government has playing more and more important role for financing projects. So this is a reference case study. When 2 years ago, we have handling one Finnish company in Europe, and they successfully signed a licensing agreement with a China company in Beijing, and to offer technology licensing on their soil remediation module system, and also getting manufacturing capability transferred to China. So they are working now in China projects, and pretty good examples after almost 10 months efforts. So this is some summary, and when you look at China, because for China is very big, so and very complex in different sectors, no matter environmental and energy. But the good thing is China companies are growing to be mature. China IP protection system are coming to be more and more systematic, and also the China opportunities, market opportunities, more open and transparent regarding the drivers from the central government, and also the government transparency, and also the financing capability. So here are some suggestions when we already have handled many experienced overseas companies in Europe, in North America, in Asia Pacific. So we would strongly recommend that before going to China, you may do these 5 tasks as a kind of a homework before looking at China or other overseas companies, like teaser, like project study, like planning your cooperation model and your resource and budget plan. And also, more importantly, what about the China impact, to do a more deep analysis and understanding the strategic role of the China market. So we know it's not that easy to open the overseas market. It's taking time, full of passion, but definitely you will do some preparation before that. So this is just a brief for Umore. Umore 5 years, and we are very focusing clean tech and very focusing on cross-border. So we are in China, but we have overseas offices in Europe, in Germany, in Düsseldorf, and also we have the overseas office in North America, in Toronto, headquartered in Shanghai, and also have Singapore office for Asia Pacific. So overall, we're connected to different companies in clean tech sectors, and we generate a lot of proposals for cross-border corporations regarding different format of licensing, joint venture, and equity investment as well. So the last 2 years, we have received more than 500 million RMB term sheets value, and we closed 280 million RMB transactions about licensing format, about equity investment. So for EC2I, it's our honor to be a partner for EC2I program. And we have Ruoyu and Chenyang online. Chenyang is based in Europe. Ruoyu is in Shanghai, and also leading this program from China side. So if you have anything about China and anything about how to plan the China activities for your company, feel free to ask us. All right, that's my part. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I will start by sharing, and then.
Okay, I will let Georgia make it. Yes, thank you very much. It was very, very interesting to see this view of your policy, the explanation of the different opportunities that our company has in China, and also the kind of recommendation you make for us before coming. Maybe yes. Now I will give the word to Ruyu, your colleague, to explain more in details the two saloon, the two exposition we propose.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I give you the micro.
Okay. Do you see my screen now? Yes. Okay. This is Ruyu. Because of the time, so I go through the program really quickly. So we are Umore. Ron already introduced our company. So the project is combining our service more and matchmaking more.
Excuse me, Ruyu, we cannot see your screen, so maybe you can retry again to
okay.
share it. So with the little dots, I will tell you when you something happening. What's happening?
Working now?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yes. So we have more than 1,000 B2B meeting experience. Mainly, in addition to EC2I, we work with Consulate General of Canada, Italian Ministry for the Environment, Land and Sea, and also Asian Development Bank, Matchmaking, Cleantech Challenge, which is accelerator, and also Cleantech Group in Europe. Just give you some idea of how we work on this kind of project. You can see the table. First is the B2B meeting. We collaborated with Consulate General of Canada in 2017. We brought 15 Canadian companies to have 80 pre-arranged negotiation meetings with 140 Chinese companies. And the second is the EXPO experience in last year. In total, 9 international companies work with us. Among them, 5 companies we help them to arrange B2B meetings to generate 600 inquiries and arrange 23 matchmaking meetings. And also last year, we are in Beijing. It's also an expo in Beijing. We work with the Ministry of Environment, Land and Sea of Italy. 16 Italian companies join us. In the end, we set up 180 matchmaking meetings in 3 days. At the right-hand side, you can see some companies we work with, mainly small and medium-sized companies like DICE, etc. But we also work with large companies like Thermo Fisher, and mainly like we promote companies like through our platform, like WeChat, Weibo, these kind of Chinese online marketing media, but we also have our own platform, like the Green Door, which is a platform, online platform recently we set up, and also Wastewater, with a focus on air pollution control treatment company. The next, you can see we had a good experience last year in our Clean Connect conference 2018. It is also EC2I's first China mission. 7 companies join us, and we set up 25 matchmaking meetings for 5 European companies in 2 days. But in total, we have 224 business meetings for 34 international companies. So this year, EC2I and Umore will bring a European company again to China to attend the largest trade fair in China. There are two trade fairs happening in April. First is EXPO. Both are in Shanghai. EXPO is a trade show focusing on environmental technology companies, including water and sewage treatment, waste management, site remediation, air pollution control, environmental testing and monitoring, and also environmental services. And from last year's statistics, there are more than 1,700 exhibitors there, and more than 16,000 visitors from 59 countries and also in China. So this year, they expect to have more than 2,000 companies and more than 80,000 visitors from abroad and China. And another one is China Utility Week. It's also in Shanghai, but it's in another venue. This expo focuses on energy company, including energy efficiency, energy storage, EV infrastructure, renewable energy, and smart grid, smart cities, smart metering, and etc. So this expo is also large, one of the largest in energy area. It is expected to have more than 150 companies to be there, and also to have more than 5,000 visitors this year. So let's take a look at our program. In our program, we will provide 6 main services. The first is we for the integrated booth services. So we will set up we will have 9 companies at the innovation pavilion. With this is an integrated booth with shared meeting area and shared presentation area for roadshow. And the second, for the booth package, we will design and help the company to prepare for their exhibition materials. We promote the company online before the meeting to generate attention and engage Chinese company in order to set up pre-arranged one-to-one meeting. And the fourth is the roadshow for the company who join our roadshow package. To join this, have this service, the company can present their company and technology on a daily basis. So for EXPO, it's a 3-day trade show. So company will present will have a presentation one time every day. Yeah. So the fifth is the main focus of our program is we will set up pre-arranged one-to-one meeting in order to ensure a quality discussion and negotiation for partnership and collaboration. The sixth is after the expo, we will follow up, not just end like at the last day of the trade show. We will develop the follow-up plans with the company So for the program, I will skip the schedule because we talked about it before. Please look at the right-hand side. For environmental companies, we provide 3 packages. One is the full booth package. The second is B2B and roadshow package. And the last is B2B matchmaking meeting only package. So for the energy company will join China Utility Week for 2 days. the trade show happen will go on like for 2 days, but I mean the program like from 14 to 18. The energy company, we only provide B2B and roadshow package, and another choice is B2B meeting only package. But if energy companies are interested in having a booth at the China Utility Week, we can help to contact the organizer. But here I want to mention that for energy company, for the B2B and roadshow, the package, the maximum requirement is we will have the roadshow set up in, if we have more than 6 companies, including 6. And companies are encouraged, actually required to sign up by March 16, because it's more strict for a full booth package, because we need time to design the booth and then to have more discussion in order to have a good layout. So the company, after sign up, will submit their company bio and material and marketing materials. And if the company would like to have that demo, we like to demonstrate their products at the trade show, they can send the products earlier before the event, like to Shanghai. Yeah. And the last, I wanna discuss more about the B2B mission here. For the B2B mission, is a main focus of our service. First, we will analyze, after a company enroll in this program, we will analyze, have a more detailed discussion with the company to understand their products and services, and we will analyze products and services. After that, we will design, have the marketing materials, and start to promote online through our platforms. And after that, we identify the company, Chinese company will show their interest, and we will identify right business partners for European companies, and then we will engage Chinese companies and set up more than 5 B2B meetings at the expo. After the expo, we'll evaluate and follow up with the company. Just give you some idea of the current status of the expo. We will, because there are 14 exhibition halls, it's quite big, the venue, and we'll be at the E3 hall in the International Pavilion hall. Yes, and we have some companies sign up for full booth package and B2B meeting package for now. So if you are interested in understanding more, please contact 5 Cluster, EC2I, or us. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Ruyu. Thank you for these details and this practical information regarding the expositions. Thank you. Now we will hear Lexia from UI Europe, the only incubator of projects, and which was already present when the previous exposition happened. So I see that you've the lead. I give you the micro. Lexia, you're here? No.
Caroline.
Yeah,
Hello.
okay.
Hello.
Hello. I let you.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you for this very kind offer to present this project called China Belgium Technology Center. As you can hear in my voice, I have caught a cold, and I apologize if I'm not very audible. So I prefer to give the floor to my colleague, Licia Xing, Deputy Head of the Business Department, to surround you with the presentation of the China Belgium Technology Center and the possibilities offered by this unique ecosystem to European and Chinese technology companies to cooperate together in the future with great success.
Okay, so thanks, Caroline. My name is Lisha. So we are actually China Belgium Technology Center based in Belgium, 25 kilometers away from Brussels. And as I mentioned previously, so today actually our agenda will focus on the 5 topics. We will first have a quick touch about the CBTC and also what we can offer for both European and Chinese companies in the future. And also, of course, since the theme today is about China Cleantech, so we will also share some perspectives from our side, since we also have a lot of Cleantech clients from China and also Europe. And of course, from CBTC, we would like also to share of our some success cases and also what will be the best way to make your own story in China. And so let's kick off. So first, like I mentioned, so this is also the question that will be frequently asked by European companies. What does CBTC do? Why actually you would like to set up in Europe, in the heart of Europe, in Brussels? And actually, I think a lot of people will agree. Recently, we see that more and more Chinese companies are going international. And now with the trade war between China and the US, actually a lot of companies are focusing more on the European market. And also as the second largest economy, China also plays a very important role. And for European companies, if they can get even a very small market share in China, that also means a very huge business opportunities. So both markets are equally intriguing and interesting for the companies, but of course they are facing a lot of challenges. So that's why the objective or the mission of CBTC is to really build this business gateway. First, to help Chinese companies who are interested in European markets, but also help European companies who are interested in entering Chinese markets. So that's why with this big trend and also with a few years hard negotiation and some business investigation across Europe, it was in 2014 that actually we made this endorsement or collaboration between China and Belgium to build actually a science park in the center of Europe. So this is also endorsed by the high political level from both China and Belgium in 2014. And 2 years later, we, United Investment Europe, launched this project in Louvain-la-Neuve, where the project is based. It's also Belgium's largest science park. So we launched the project in 2016, and the construction process also started at the same time. And 2 years later, this is what we can see actually on the construction site. So the project is going on very smoothly, and we are expecting to deliver the project in the year of 2020. So this will be actually the business complex that has offices, co-working spaces, incubators, and also laboratories focused on R&D, and also conference centers and entrepreneurship clubs. And so the objective is to really build a platform where actually all the stakeholders for China-EU business collaboration and innovation can meet and also can connect. And of course, so the physical space is one part, but we also, in the past years, understand the importance of services that the company needed. Actually, as both markets actually are quite different, and we also facing some regulation and language barriers. So that's why CBTC here will be an intermediary to help them to create this one-stop service center for them. So we have a team not only that we can provide services, and we are also connecting with now already 25 service providers, both in China and Europe, that can provide from business consultation to landing until partnership and even future technology-related projects. So like I mentioned previously, the project of CBTC is actually based in Belgium's largest science park, so the Louvain-la-Neuve Science Park. And before the company that who wants to come, of course, there is already a very good ecosystem for research, innovation, and also education. But actually, we are quite selective for companies who would like to start working in CBTC. So basically, the 4 criteria are: first, the company has to be a B2B company, and then they have to be innovative or high technology company that are linked with R&D. And of course, it will be ideal if they can have some link with the university nearby. But it can be R&D related project or hiring an intern from university, for example. And of course, the most important one is it has to be the company are interested to develop either the Chinese or the European market. So this basically sets up the basic entry bar for companies who would like to come. And now, so different from a specialized company like Umore, actually CBTC focused more on the business aspect and high technology and the business ecosystem. So we are actually focusing on now on 3 different sectors, so life science, ICT, and also smart manufacturing. And here I can give you a quick slide actually on the companies who already signed the agreement in the year of 2018. Of course, I didn't put all of them on, but this will give you a pretty clear image on how CBTC can help them to enter this market. And so a few words aside. So like I said, CBTC is a very comprehensive business complex, but at the same time, as we know that actually in each high-tech sector, we also need different expertise and knowledges. So that's why we also organize thematic seminars and also trade shows based on the targeted audience. So in the CBTC client profile, we are now also serving quite some Chinese cleantech and also European cleantech companies. So as you already mentioned some holistic figures about the China cleantech. So and I really here would like to second him in saying that actually in China, as we all know, the reason that we are facing a serious environmental issues. So that's why actually the environmental protection and the clean tech has been really a national policy. And the government is also facing, putting a lot of efforts in driving the innovation and also the advancement in this sector. And we also see, based on our personal experience, that actually the company who showed very much interest to enter European markets from Chinese assets are actually focusing on waste management, recycling, water and air pollution control. They already represent quite a significant percentage. And we also see that actually there are now a very much increased merger and acquisition activities going on. This is also because for Chinese companies, it's very important that for them to provide one-stop solutions for the company. So that's why the business expansion makes the M&A activities inevitable. And also another trend that we notice is that actually we see, of course, the government plays a very important role in building a collaboration model between the public-private partnership, but also that brings also challenges for company in terms of government relationship management and understanding the local policies. Another thing very interesting also means opportunities for European companies or international companies is that actually we see for European companies who are very much advanced in the technology part, actually if they can offer their specialized service to Chinese companies, it will be a very huge potential that they can get succeed in China. And the last one goes without saying is with the digitalization that is happening everywhere now in China. So that's also a very important driving force actually in the China clean tech sector. So of course, we often hear companies complaining about actually their China business strategy. So they always ask me, Lisha, actually I've been in China 5 times in 1 year, and I met different partners and I talk with them, and they all seem very interested to my project. But it was always the follow-up that actually is it's quite hectic for us. We couldn't really understand the real needs of the companies, and also what exactly will be the best way of a partnership. So that's why actually we see together with opportunity comes with challenges for European companies. The first thing is, of course, China is still a big country that is under development. So the business environment is very complex. Not to speak, actually, there are also regional difference on the provincial level as well. So this actually could bring challenge for companies to really understand how to start and where will be the best starting point for them. And of course, if you have a good partner there, and even to understand actually in China the bidding process and also the local policies, regulations, and then of course the best business model for you, whether it will be a distribution or joint venture or a licensing. So what will be the best model for you, or where you should give exclusivity, for example. So then all these questions together and combined with the language and the cultural barriers between China and Europe. So this really makes the Chinese and also European companies difficult. So this is where we think for companies like CBTC and Umore, where we can play a role for helping companies. So as CBTC has been in operation for the past 5 years, so we, based on our personal experience, we would like also to share some our understanding and learnings in the past about your business strategy in China and how to succeed there. So first, we really advise company before going to really trying to understand the market and regulation, and also maybe to understand what will be the local needs. As we know, in certain European companies, your technology must be very much advanced, but actually the way that your technology or your products can be adapted in the local market, whether they need such a product, and do they have any special requirements for the service that you provided. These are the questions that you need to ask yourself before you put your steps in really the China market. And for really the early beginners, we strongly advise you to find a solid business partner actually before the market entry, because it will be really difficult and complex to understand the advantages of each region, and also to understand how the local policy and can play a role in defining your partnership with the third parties. And here also I put especially a highlight on giving exclusivity, because this is also a question that is frequently asked by some companies. As you know, in China, even we say there are some really nationwide famous companies, but actually in most specified sector, it's still regionalized, especially on the provincial basis. So you really have to be very careful to giving exclusivity to only one partner in China. And here it's a little bit a cliche about the IP and the trademark strategy, but this is also something that we advise company to think before you actually set up your entity in China. So this is also something that CBTC, we actually also have a very good partnership with the IP firms and both in China and Europe, so they can for sure help companies in this aspect. And so the last two things is basically about the culture and language side. So we all know that now English is more or less a very widely used language also in China. But if you can present your technology with the localized marketing materials, it will be really a good start. So that's why that's something you can do even before going to the trade shows or expos to actually increase the understanding of your brand for the local players. And so the last one is actually, we mentioned so much about the challenges and also opportunities for companies if they want to enter the market. And here on this page, you can see on the left side, these are all the partners that the CBTC has established basically across China. So we have actually very well established science parks, and also national players, the big companies, but also a lot of SME, but very innovative companies who are actually there, who can help really companies to enter the Chinese market. But of course, I would like to mention for companies, and especially for European companies, their experience or understanding for the China market mostly focus on the first tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, or Shenzhen. But as China is developing very quickly, and also especially like I mentioned, in certain provinces, actually the local policy might be more actually interesting than the first tier cities. So it really depends on your product and your technology and how you would like to operate in business. So especially for small SMEs, maybe it's not the best idea to always focus your eye on the first tier cities in China. So this being said, so now for CBTC platform, like I mentioned, we do not only offer office spaces and the conference spaces, but also we're building this business platform where our own team can also provide European companies some preliminary services actually before you put your feet in China. That means actually without going there, you can already through the platform of CBTC to get your first understanding and also to start to know some potential maybe partnerships through the CBTC network. And also at the same time, we would like to mention that the CBTC can also provide tailor-made services depending on different sectors. And so this is why sometimes that we also work with Umore and ET2I to organize actually targeted missions. So if actually in the long run, that actually there are also a lot of delegations and also Chinese companies interested in European markets who will come also in Europe. So this is also something that we can make this pre-matchmaking and also pre-engagement with Chinese companies here in Europe without traveling all far away to China. So, okay, so I know the time is running fast, and I think there's also a very quick highlight on the CBTC competitive advantages, also as your takeaway when the seminar finishes. So the project of CBTC has a very strategic position in the heart of Europe. And also this project has been received a very high level endorsement from the political level of both China and also Belgium, which we all know is very important factor for CBTC to succeed. It's also the first science park that is built by China in Europe. And of course, now we are based in Louvain-la-Neuve, but actually our business complex and also the services that we are going to bring to the companies does not limit only to Belgian companies. So if you are interested to develop your business and to fund your partners and also to get some investment projects in the Chinese market, actually through the platform of CBTC, we can also introduce you to eligible Chinese partners and also Chinese investors, or even to build a long-term partnership there. So now here I show you basically a slide of our team. So we have also a professional team here in Belgium and also in China. So both of our team are multilingual, and over 70% of them receive overseas educations. So which means that actually we have a very much understanding in the both markets, and we can have a more direct and immediate communication with European companies who would like to come to China. So we hope that in the future the CBTC project can be your business gateway to the Chinese market. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lexia. It was very interesting, and it was a real proof of all the possibilities of our companies, of SME here in Belgium, and also, of course, in Europe, to get some link with the market in China. Maybe I will now take the lead and let my partner Younes have the speed up. I will just share the presentation for you. Younes, can you hear me? Are you there? Younes? So from the company Heat Exchanger, which already had an experience with the EC2I and this exposition last year, a company which is provider of heat exchanger and design and manufacturing in general. Younes, can we hear you? With some okay, so I think Younes is maybe not able to speak, so maybe there is only one slide I can share with you. Yeah, I just
hello.
Yes, Younes, you there?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
I had an issue with my mic. I just used the phone. Okay,
no problem. I give you the micro.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Younes Nana from the company ACTE. We are based in Belgium. We are designing and manufacturing heat exchanger mainly for two markets. So the first one is the microgas turbines, and the second one is industrial waste. So we are helping companies with wasted heat to recover the heat and clean the process, so decreasing the fumes, the heat of the fumes going in the atmosphere. So for this specific market, we went to the Cleantech last year, organized by the cluster TWEED here in Belgium and the partners in China. So the purpose of this slide is just to give you my experience regarding this exhibition last year. So the two major points. The first one is the Cleantech exhibition by itself. So it was a very nice exhibition with from worldwide, so mainly China and Europe. It was a good opportunity to have a clear picture of the Chinese market regarding these clean technologies, and also, of course, a good opportunity to do some networking with other European companies and Chinese companies. Regarding the second point, and the most interesting for me, it was the matchmaking event, which has been organized by the cluster and Umore. So it was very interesting. I had the opportunity to discuss with a lot of different potential Chinese partners. What I realized is that having the opportunity to make a presentation on the second day of the Cleantech conference brings a lot of new opportunities of meetings. So just after my presentation, I had a new contact who wanted to meet me during these matchmaking sessions. And one specific point is that as this meeting has been planned very quickly, so I had some meetings which had been planned for the day after. Sometimes it can be difficult to know exactly who are the person who want to meet you. So sometimes they don't have any website. So that can be, I think it's the only difficulty that you can have if you have this kind of event. It's important to try to understand what the person, what are the motivation and the goals of the person in front of you. Just to finish this presentation, I just want to emphasize again that we had great support from Umore and the cluster TWEED in Belgium to organize this event and for all the logistic part also. So very helpful. So unfortunately, I have another meeting in 5 minutes, so I will not be able to attend to the QA session. But you have my email address on the top of the slide. So if you have any question regarding this Cleantech exhibition of last year, please don't hesitate to write me an email to contact me. I will be pleased to answer you.
Okay, thank you very much for this
Thank you.
story, and have a good meeting now.
Thank you very much.
I would like the question if there was some by voice just after that. Thank you, Younes. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Now we will hear from another partner, ENRICH, with Mariana. I will give the lead of the screen to Mariana, a partner which is active in the networking and in this event, which help us in this kind of activity. I'll let you the micro, Mariana. You there?
Hello, can you hear me? Good
yes,
morning.
Yes, good morning. I'll let you speak.
Okay, I'll share my screen. Let's see if I can do this. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, but not your presentation. Yes. Okay, that's good.
Is it on now?
Yes, perfect.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll start. My name is Mariana Marx, and I'm an international consultant at SPI, which is ENRICH in China's project coordinator. And I'm very glad to have the opportunity of presenting to you today the work of our project. Actually, ENRICH in China is a center that was put together from a project funded by the European Commission's Horizon 2020 program. ENRICH in China offers services to European research, technology, and business organizations, connecting them to the Chinese market. Overall, the center intends to enhance the scientific and technological collaborative potential of the Chinese market for the benefit of European research organizations and technology-based companies, including startups and SMEs. The headquarters of the center are located in Beijing, and we also have a regional hub in Chengdu. Basically, we can sum up the objectives of the center in these 3 points that you're seeing in your screen: to connect and support European STI organizations in China, to reinforce the leadership of European STI in China, and to promote overall cooperation in STI between Europe and China. The center has a set of services which I'm going to briefly introduce to you. The center provides RDI consultancy and coaching by providing services regarding innovation, planning and management, technology transfer, RDI, we inform about RDI funding opportunities. We can elaborate and help your company with market assessments, with the identification of clients, suppliers, and partners, among other things. We also have a RDI intelligence service. We elaborate assessments, feasibility studies, business plans. We also these plans can be tailor-made to your company or to your organization needs, and we also occasionally elaborate reports regarding specific topics of interest within the Chinese market. We have already 3 reports that are available on our website for consultation, and we expect to have another report coming up on March, hopefully. Also, we have a soft landing and co-working and innovation support certification service, which I'm going to explain a bit better on the next slide, so I'm not going to introduce it now. We also provide fostering open innovation training service. We elaborate workshops, webinars, courses. We have monthly webinars, and we already have a series of workshops that were organized. And right now we are focusing on reaching out to clients and trying to provide tailor-made workshops. You can contact us, and we can provide our knowledge to create an agenda, to provide the information regarding the topics that your company is interested in, and we provide the speakers. So if you want to contact us to get to know a bit more about this training pack service that we are elaborating now, we'll be very glad to receive your inquiries. Also, we have the cooperation enabling events service. We also organize matchmaking sessions, road shows, business visits. Actually, we have now a matchmaking tour in China that will be visiting the Beijing and Wuxi cities in April. Also, if you want to know more about that, you can visit our website. We have all the information, the agenda, the plan of the tour, and you can know more by contacting us also if you're interested in this particular event that we'll be organizing. And to finish up, we have our RDI briefing services, where we inform about the news and most recent trends and opportunities regarding the Chinese STI system. And now, as I had mentioned, I'm going to introduce you a bit better our service, the soft landing zones. Right now, we have an open call for European organizations that are interested in establishing in China. We have 4 certified soft landing zones. And if you're a European organization that wants to go to China to connect a bit better with the market, if you are interested in these particular cities where our soft landing zones are located, as you can see on the screen, Beijing, Shijiazhuang, Suzhou, and Shanghai, you can approach us, and we'll connect you with the certified soft landing zones. These organizations are able to provide you with a comprehensive set of services that enable your organization to access the Chinese market in a more efficient way and to develop long-term partnerships. These 4 organizations are the Rongtong Group, which is located in Beijing, the Suzhou Yosino Business Consultancy, located in Suzhou, the Qinxi Shanghai Finland China Innovation Center in Shanghai, and the Beijing Software Enterprise Advisory Center, located in Shijiazhuang. These 4 organizations have previously applied to our soft landing zones service, received we received a big number of applications, and we have selected for the moment these 4 organizations, which are now able to receive European organizations in their offices, and to help you advising regarding law and regulations, to introduce your company to the local scientific and business community, and to overall access the market and meet partners in China. We'll be also having 3 calls open right now in March for the application of external service providers. So if you're European or a Chinese organization that are interested in collaborating with us, you can apply. We will also have a call for members that can benefit from access to our ENRICH in China network, to our contacts, and have special access to our events, workshops, etc. And as I was mentioning before, we will also have a call for organizations that want to apply to be certified soft landing zones. These can be European or Chinese organizations that are based in China, as these 4 that I already mentioned that already applied last year and that are now certified soft landing zones. So we are looking for more, so we can receive more, also more applications from European organizations that want to go to China. So we have these 2 calls. We will have these 2 calls in parallel, if we can put it like this, for organizations, for Chinese organizations that want to receive European organizations in China, and for these ones that want to go to China. We will be really trying to promote this interaction and these partnerships between Europe and China. Here I will provide you just a brief idea of the activities we have coming up. In March we'll have these calls for applications that I already mentioned. We will have our March webinar on the 20th about IPR protection in China, focusing on the healthcare sector. Our tour that I already mentioned, which is going to happen from the 8th to the 13th of April in Beijing and Wuxi. It will be also more focused on the healthcare sector, because a big part of the tour will be focused on a healthcare sector event. And in the second quarter, we'll be releasing, hopefully, as I also already mentioned, a new report about the healthcare sector in China, produced by one of our center partners, the Tsinghua University. So, if you found our services interesting, if you are interested in knowing more about the services, in booking a workshop, a tailor-made tour, you can get to know more in our website. You have the address here, and also contact us to our email address, china@enrichcenters.eu, and we'll be very glad to receive your contact and to try and help you connect to China in the best way possible. So from my part is everything. Many thanks for having me in this webinar, and thank you.
Pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you for all these interesting services possible and all this proposition. So maybe I can take the lead and share my screen. Sorry everybody for the delay. It's a little bit tight today with many things to discuss. I will try to share my PowerPoint up. Well, I think you can see that now. So now maybe there is some question to ask to all these intervenants, and so I will maybe give you the word. So if somebody has a question, I think he can just present himself and switch on his micro and present himself and ask the question to the people. I switch off mine.
So, do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
So this is Thierry Biscogne. I'm in Louvain-la-Neuve, not too far from the CBT center here. And one question related to this CBTC center. Is it also possible to have services related to environmental area with the CBTC, or only on the 4 areas that were mentioned on the slides?
Yes, as I mentioned, those are the 2 big, first thanks for the question. So CBTC mainly focused on the 3 sectors, but that means actually those are the sectors where we see where the trends and are going, and also those are the areas where we receive the highest amount of requests. But like I mentioned, we also provide the tailor-made services for companies. This also include clean tech companies. Like we just welcomed actually 5 companies from the clean tech sector last month. They also came here and they are looking for European partnerships, and also maybe to looking for some service companies here in Europe that can provide service so they can build a joint venture project in China. So for sure, because we focus as long as it's an innovative project and it's related with the high technology and it's focused on B2B, this is something that we are there to help.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there another question?
Hello, this is Johan Koenig from the TWEED Cluster. I have one question related for you more a little bit because you support the companies doing business in China. We have a lot of companies which are quite small, so smaller SMEs. I guess for bigger SMEs, it's of course easier to get their foot into China, establish business contacts, and after time, in the end, come to projects to really make money. How do you see it for very small companies? Do you have also very small companies, like a company which has just maybe 10 employees? Do they also have enough resources, enough time to, in the end, really make money in China? How is your feeling there?
Yeah, I think I will maybe, I think yes, we have this. I will maybe let Ben answer this question. It's more relative than me to answer that. Ben, are you okay? Ben?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, Ben.
Having some connection issues. Johan, I missed the last part. Can you say it again?
It's about the issue that I think for bigger companies, it's of course easier to have the long breath also to establish the contact, to make travels to China, to in the end also make money in China, so have a business in the end. It is very realistic because sometimes the feedback of smaller companies, I cannot go to China because I'm too small, I do not have the resources. The question was actually for you more, do they also have clients which are quite small companies, which in the end also then made their profits with projects in China?
Well, I think Umore does have some success stories. I believe Doranova from Finland is one of them. Maybe Umore can discuss their story a little bit more. Ren, or were you?
Ren, are you there? Have you some? wrong? Or yes, were you? So you know some success stories of very small companies which were involved in this project, in this mission. With the proper
yeah. But I mean, like I think like for small companies like the company Ben mentioned, the Doranova, we have one to it's like one of our successful technology transfer case. So I think because I think like for small size companies, there's still chance like to enter Chinese market, but they first like we need to position the company and the technology well, and to understand where is the niche they can and also the problem they can address. And I think but I mean, like for small company, I think if it's before commercialization of technology, it's really too early for this kind of small company to enter Chinese market. Usually, for successful cases, we like to see it cannot be like only like pilot project base. Need to have some successful project experience in Europe or somewhere else at last. And then we because like in China the market size is really big, and the project size also like really big. So sometimes we need the technology cannot be brought to China directly. A lot of time they need to be adjusted to the local problem. For example, the soil remediation projects, because the problem and the soil is very complicated, and the project size usually really big. So we suggest the small size company we don't suggest like at a very early stage small company to enter Chinese market that early. So I think that's my answer.
Okay, thank you. So yes, the answer is yes, and and that's the goal of this project, of course, also. Maybe one last question, because we are a little bit late. So maybe one more. So somebody want to ask something to someone? No. Okay. Okay, that's good. There will be some more information by contacting the people you see here on the screen. So in the 5 countries. So I think sorry. Okay, no. So maybe the more easy is to contact them, to contact the one which is in your country, or the closest to your country, to get some more information to get in this nice project. So for the next step, of course, you can stay informed by this link on the first line, and you can also follow EC2I social networks on Twitter and LinkedIn, and you will see the slide of this webinar on YouTube. Okay, I did. Okay, so we were registered, and on SlideShare as well. So do not hesitate to go there to click on the link to get the presentation. So many thanks to everyone. Thank you very much. I hope it was interesting for you, and I hope there will be as much as companies as previous years to this mission.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.